I am Boba Fett. Follow me, friend.
I see why they call you the best bounty hunter in the galaxy.
You can't beat me. I'm Boba Fett. I'm the greatest bounty hunter ever. Oh, yeah. Didn't see that one coming, did you? I was flying around with my jetpack, just smoking rebels with a laser. Ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. Han Solo was all, hey, wait. And I'm like, oh, I've been waiting for this for a long time, Solo. Ba-bang. Oh, yeah. A little rope a dope, huh? Left, right. Oh, down goes Solo. The big bad Wookiee be growling in hell now. I even put one between Skywalker's eyes, right between those pretty baby blues. But then Jabba the Hutt was all, oh no, this guy's too badass, man. So then 80 Jedi showed up. I took out about 67 of them. Oh, you thought I was over there, but guess what? Over here. Well, let me just take this bad boy off my... Oh, he's even better looking without the helmet.
Hello and welcome to Fennec and Fett-ish, a podcast about the Book of Boba Fett, streaming on Disney Plus every week. I'm Travis Fishburne.
I'm Alex Brunel, and oh, hey, maybe Dustin is coming back.
Yes, soon to be with us will be Dustin. We're having some slight technical issues tonight, but that is not getting in the way of us talking about some real colorful Vespas on the streets of Mos Espa.
Absolutely. Oh, yep. There we go. Dustin's computer was scannersing itself still. Travis, speaking of technical difficulties, we hear your computer mic right now and not your fancy microphone.
Oh, no, that's terrible. Oh, I know why. Yep.
Check out this clicking of button internet magic right here.
Okay.
There we go.
There it is.
Now we hear the bass in your voice.
That's good. And you can hear...
Don't forget the Jedi Master, son.
Yes, we do.
Okay, good.
And we also hear and see D. Dustin Meadows.
Oh,
hello.
That we just whipped a whole bunch of stuff together in that moment, Dustin. But we're glad to see that your computer has unscanners itself, and that we're safe. Yeah, no, I have the other overlay standing by.
Good.
Welcome
so
to
I'm
television.
Yeet my computer.
So much yeeting.
Yeah.
Okay, so episode 3 of the Boba Fett show, which was called. Do we have that written down? Do you have that written down?
The Streets of Mos Espa.
Right. I liked this one.
Yeah.
I think I liked the sillier parts of this one too, even though I probably think the same things that everybody else thinks, but like all the things that everyone doesn't like.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was a little let down by the Black Chrysanthemum fight in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of standing around and waiting to fight the big, imposing monster Wookiee.
Even though he had complete control over this situation and
Totally.
caught the main hero off guard and naked in a bathtub.
Absolutely. And that was a great jump scare.
Yeah.
I hope that's not the last we've seen of him in the show, I guess, is what I'm getting at. But yeah, hot stuff, cool. I don't know. I dug this one.
Yeah, it is. This one, we should say, is directed by Robert Rodriguez again.
Yes.
So.
Co-shot by Dave Klein.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Rancor stuff made me think that that Dave Filoni or Robert Rodriguez or Jon Favreau owns pit bulls.
Mm. Is that what you have to do with pit bulls? You have to blindfold them before they can see you?
Yes, that's a part of the process. That's why so many are mean. I made that up. I have nothing against it. I have nothing against pit bulls. I know a very nice pit bull. My partner's family has a pit bull named Bullet, who's a big old sweetie. But that struck me as a parallel. You know, like the thing that the common conception is bred to fight and is just angry all the time, but it's really just all down to how they're treated and how they're raised and etc. So I like the idea of the nice Rancor And then, of course, like the Rancor Master Danny Trejo.
Yeah.
I can't believe Trejo's in a Star Wars.
Yeah, that was very exciting to see. Which it makes sense. We knew this, like the series was, being led by Robert Rodriguez as much as Favreau and Filoni. So
yeah,
when you see him, it's like, all right.
Yeah, it's like
bound to happen.
You're just kind of waiting for where he gets to throw that in. Now he's here.
He's our new Malakili.
Yeah, thank you for the name. I can never remember his name because it's only written on action figure boxes and in short stories and not said in the movie.
Yeah.
What about you, D?
I dug this episode a lot. I definitely squealed a little when Trejo showed up. And then, of course, with Stephen Root getting trotted out earlier. Like,
oh, yes.
At this rate, by the end of this season, with all these character actors, if we don't get Tobolowsky in here somewhere, I'm going to be very upset.
Oh, man, we need Tobo in a Star Wars very badly. Oh.
I think it's going to happen based on everything we've been seeing.
Yeah.
Does he have a history with the Howards at all? He must. I wonder if he'll be in Bryce Dallas Howard's episode, maybe. That would be nice.
Yeah. Clint Howard, he was in Solo, but he's not been in any of the series thus far.
Oh, man, I'm so glad Clint Howard was in Solo. I love Solo. Solo's so good.
But we get Stephen Root right off the bat.
Right off the bat.
Coming in and barging in on 8D8's little briefing, which the name now seems to actually, he is 8D8.
Yes.
After the first episode, it's like, this is 8D8, right? But like IMDb was crediting Matt Berry as like UK2B or something like that.
Yeah, some other weird acronym. That must have been a fake out for like the first, so we get the brief little lowdown on like what happened in Tatooine and in Mos Espa after the death of Jabba. And interestingly, like they note that like the disaster on the sail barge, they don't say like when Luke Skywalker and Leia Organa killed Jabba and then went and blew up the Death Star, which is like either maybe they just don't know that, maybe that was suppressed, maybe the news never made it anywhere that those two things were connected. Like because basically in effect everyone who wasn't the good guys just died. So dead men don't tell tales.
But the thing is, like here's the thing is maybe they could keep the Leia thing under wraps and maybe even the Luke thing, but they knew that Han Solo was there, like he was being paraded around as a decoration, and then he's a war hero basically after that. So there have to be some kind of a connection, like.
Yeah, but does War Hero Han Solo? I mean, like it might be one of those selective Tatooine remote rock moments where it's like, does news of Han Solo's heroism make way out there, or is it just like the rebels blew up the second Death Star and killed the Empire? Like how much detail gets lost in the chain of telephone across the galaxy? I don't know. But we learned that we have Trandoshans, Aqualish, and Klatooinians basically divvying up Mos Espa, which is great because that's three species who are people in costumes, which is great for me. So let's do that. What else? We got the return of Mustache Clerk at the mayor's office.
Very, very happy about that.
Is someone opening many individual candies in someone's household?
There's background stuff in mine, yes.
Okay.
Many of them. All right.
We saw a Bomar monk. That was cool.
That's right. Yeah. Skittering along there.
Is that the one? That can't be the same one, right? That has to be a different Bomar monk.
Well, it could be the same one. We don't know that guy was on the barge.
That's true. I guess we don't know that.
We're talking about the little spider thing?
Yeah, the spider brain. Do you know what these guys are, the Bomar monks? This nonsense they made up for them a long time ago, Dustin?
No, I just know them as that spider thing.
Right. Travis, correct me if I'm wrong, but they're monks who, in order to seek enlightenment, they detach their brains from their bodies and place them in these robot spiders in order to just perpetually, like, be functionally immortal and just think for all eternity.
Yeah.
And hang out in Jabba's palace because that's an interesting thought
That's
experiment.
The thing. Yeah.
I guess.
Interesting.
The heads and jars in Futurama, come from the Bomar monk.
That's totally true.
I feel like the extent of my knowledge is I remember killing some of them in Lego Return of the Jedi, and that's about it.
Here's my Lego Bomar monk.
Oh.
I don't know if it'll focus because this webcam is jank with focus. But yeah, I love that this exists.
If you had the option to become a Bomar monk, would you?
Can I do it on a planet that's not Tatooine?
No, I mean you could do it on Earth.
Oh,
would you decide to
I was
live
old,
eternally
yes.
as a brain?
When I was old, yes.
Does it have to be a spider, or can I put my brain like in an Ed 209 or something?
No, it'd have to be the spider.
Oh no, spiders can't wear tracksuits, so I'm just gonna stay a person then.
I don't see why you couldn't invent spiders wearing tracksuits.
Yeah.
I would, you could, I think we could Photoshop this. Someone can Photoshop this. One of our listeners that knows Photoshop must want to Photoshop a tracksuit on a picture of a Bomar monk.
For sure.
Please?
Make that happen.
If we weren't on public access, we'd get that.
Well, and they're technically not spiders either, because they only have the 4 legs, yes?
Or I think that's true, yeah. They're just like weird crawlers.
So yeah, they're like robot, not even insectoids, because they don't.
No.
Some kind of weird 4-legged thing that's very closely resembling an arachnid of some kind.
Yeah. What else? Let's keep going. There's the mayor.
Yeah, we go see the mayor again.
Oh yeah, good old Mach Shez.
Mach Shez is scuttled right off. And we get. Oh wait, right, the Stephen Root thing and the biker gang. Yes. I guess that's before all this.
Yeah.
Right. So, I like how this scene plays out. Like the merchant being like, "These people stole from me. Go punish them," and then the discussion about this working class that isn't able to afford to exist versus the merchant who has jacked up his pricing in a way that people can't get basic needs. I love how Boba settles the situation. I think it's great. I think it's nice to see that kind of thing in a Star Wars crime show. And I personally love the insane, weird 1980s British cyborg, steampunk, cyberpunk, like Art Deco Vespa speeder riding 80s punk caricatures. I think it's great.
I like that there are all these kind of different subcultures. One, like the girl is clearly a little more punk inspired.
Yeah.
And then like a couple of dudes seem very mod inspired with their clothing.
Yeah. This is the most color that's ever been in a Star Wars movie, like in the same scene. This is the most deliberate use of color. So actually, I guess just since The Last Jedi. Which, my God, the cinematography in The Last Jedi. But yeah, I think these things are cool. There's every reason to hate them. I completely understand that. I don't think any of my reasons for liking this stuff is very good. I don't think these fit. I think the similar ideas could very easily be brought in and look a lot more of the world. But you know what, man? This show is doing some stuff, just throwing it at a wall, and I'll watch it. That's good.
Yeah. I think I'd be a little more I would be more accepting of it visually. Maybe if they were on another planet, if they were on Felucia or Naboo or like anywhere, but like the fact that they're on Tatooine and for some reason these things still look pretty good,
right?
Despite everything around them being like completely.
They do.
Yeah. not as saturated.
Maybe they get him cleaned up on the regular. I mean, they sink all this money into cybernetic enhancements for themselves, so I'm sure that they probably take care of their machines too.
Yeah. They say that environment is best for classic cars so that there's no rust. So that's probably why.
Yeah.
That's true. I see that a lot here in Southern California.
Yeah. I really like that these last couple of years we're seeing Stephen Root get kind of a villain turn in his career with some more antagonistic, if not outright villain roles.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Totally agree. Yeah, he's great in this. I mean, he's Stephen Root. He just is great.
Yeah, well, this is like, aside from Barry, this is one of the only times that I feel like we really get to see Stephen Root be kind of menacing or trying to be menacing, because usually he's, even when he's angry, like it's never threatening, but like he comes off as kind of an intimidating, calculating, evil character in this.
Totally.
Yeah. This and Get Out.
Get Out especially. Yeah. Well, Get Out. He does the Hitchcock villain thing where like he tricks you into thinking he's an all right dude until you find out that he's not.
Yeah.
Because he's very charming in that. This, he's not charming. He is just like, oh, this guy's just a real piece of garbage.
He does that well. I mean, I feel like he's probably done that a lot in his career, but like, you know, I haven't looked him up on IMDb, but it's got to be like 300 plus credits, right? Like,
oh yeah, he's everywhere. It's like, ridiculous.
I don't know if there's a way for one person to know Stephen Root's entire career. If it is, I salute that person. Travis, I suggest that for FCL.
Okay, I'll suggest a Stephen Root wheel size.
Deep Stephen Root.
Oh my. Deep Roots is what it'll be called.
Oh boy.
So funny story about Stephen Root really quick. Deep Roots is actually one of the names of his production things.
Oh.
And the other is Square Root.
I love that he has production things that are puns on his name.
Oh yeah. I don't want to say too much more, but in my job I am seeing that a lot. And celebrities love puns apparently.
They do. Vanity plates. Yeah, you learn a lot of stuff from having certain types of jobs.
Stephen Root has 264 credits to his name.
Okay, well, I overshot. Not far off. It actually may be knowable.
Yeah,
but that's on the very edge of knowable. Eric Roberts is unknowable. If there's someone who's seen every Eric Roberts picture, wow.
Yep,
that's a special kind of like Nicolas Cage type rabbit hole.
Oh yeah, a lot
Except
of
Roberts hasn't tried in years. Roberts. Oh, well, Eric Roberts.
He doesn't have to.
Is there an Eric Roberts podcast? I have a couple good Eric Roberts stories that I shouldn't tell.
There should be. He's very good so far in this season of Righteous Gemstones.
He's in Righteous Gemstones?
Yeah, in the second season that just started, yeah.
Wait, he's in a show people watch, and he's not doing a laughable job. That's good.
Yeah, oh, he's great he was in a couple episodes of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I think the last season on Fox. He was one of the big bads for a couple episodes.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
And I thought he was good in that.
Yeah. Okay. It looks like there were 6 episodes of a podcast critically examining Eric Roberts, but from the pro perspective.
Interesting.
In 2015.
I think he's one of those guys that definitely he does a lot of garbage for probably just the paycheck, just like Cage. But when he shows up, he shows up.
Okay. I
stay on target.
Yeah. I've signed NDAs. I can't talk about these things on broadcast television.
Well, this is relevant because if we're going the character actor route, we're going to see Eric Roberts in this show before too long.
Oh man, that would be very interesting. Cue cards in Star Wars. That's happened before. It has to have happened before, though.
Oh, I'm sure.
It actually probably happened with one of the. I actually know. Yeah, I know another actor where that may have happened.
Wow. when I played that clip, I was imagining an X-wing cockpit, and I think that Stephen Root would actually look good as one of those original X-wing pilots.
Totally. Totally.
Stephen Root is Jack Porkins.
Stephen Root 1999 could totally play Porkins. That'd be great. Yeah.
Tobolowsky is Wedge Antilles.
I would buy him as Old Wedge. Did Dennis Lawson say no to a cameo in Rise of Skywalker?
He's in Rise of Skywalker.
He's in Rise of Skywalker, right?
He's in it for like maybe 1.5 seconds.
Right. But we do have Dennis Lawson for just a beat.
This could be a separate podcast, but at some point, let's go back, recast all the Star Wars movies solely with character actors.
Yeah. Nick Cage is Han Solo. And
I would watch that Star Wars.
And I would also count Brad Pitt in the pool of talent we could use as character actors.
That's fair.
Cool.
Gary Oldman,
like
maybe
J.K.
too.
Simmons.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Solid
We're gonna fix Star Wars, guys. We're gonna fix what ain't broken.
Pull Lachlan Monroe. Well, he's getting that DC money because he's in Peacemaker now.
Yeah. Peacemaker is fun.
Good for him. Good for Dead Man on Campus's Lachlan Monroe.
You know, I always do feel good when I see him pop up because he really seemed like he really had like a window when he might be castable, and he keeps coming back. So that's good.
Yep. It closed between Dead Man on Campus and Freddy versus Jason.
He's got to turn up in a Star Wars at some point. Like if they keep making Star Wars TV shows, absolutely that guy's going to turn up in Star Wars. So we have a crazy Back to the Future-esque car chase through the streets of Mos Espa, complete with a pane of glass gag in the form of a Ralph McQuarrie Jabba the Hutt painting.
An actual Ralph McQuarrie painting. Yeah.
We literally, as the chase was, I was watching it with my roommate, my fiance, and my roommate goes, "All right, now where are we going to see the guys in the street carrying the pane of glass?" And then 30 seconds later, we got the driving through the painting gag, which was pretty great.
It was great. And it ends with like the very Back to the Future-y, like, the moo moo melons or whatever those things are, is very much like the
Those are Jorgen fruit, I believe.
There we go, Jorgen fruit.
Literally, the only thing it was missing was a truck full of chickens.
Yeah.
At some point in the mix.
Yeah. And so many cameos in that. We got a cameo from whatever Amy Sedaris' character's name is.
Oh yeah,
was hanging around there with her pit droids and some Bith and some other droid cameos that were fun.
The droid rickshaw.
Yeah, the droid rickshaw. What a silly damn sequence. But you know what? That was a total blast, and like everything I want out of like, a studio backlot feeling like little bike chase. It felt like the chase from like Pee-wee's Big Adventure or like or Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back or like one of those doofy things.
Well, you say that, and I saw like a meme this week of Pee-wee in this episode because his bike looks like one of theirs.
Yes,
that's great. All it was missing was Jackie Gleason as a Southern sheriff just yelling and cursing after them.
Yes, that's really what the scene needed.
I also like that the droid with the rickshaw literally did the Looney Tunes like revving up to run feet thing.
Yes, it did. I mean, this scene is very out of place, but it just leans into what it's doing so hard. Very much like these biker friends. I just love it.
If nothing else, I would rather go the rest of the time watching Star Wars doing all these things that they've never really done before,
right?
And then being out of place than just like, hey, what if we low-key remade A New Hope?
Right. Yeah, I'd much rather see the weird missteps. You know? I mean, they're not going to do the Star Wars Holiday Special again. It's not going to get like that bad. Like, no. So far, like the worst thing we've gotten is Solo. I mean, in terms of like, ancillary content outside of the very bad last movie we got.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. But, that's like the worst of the ancillary stuff that we've got. So if like that's the worst it's going to get, man, give me all of it. Anyway.
Yeah. On the note of the holiday special, really quick, something I caught watching this later when Boba Fett is introduced to the Rancor, says that he wants to learn to ride him. He has that line about "I've ridden much bigger."
Yeah.
Can we assume he's talking about the dinosaur thing from the holiday special?
Gotta be.
I think so.
That's gotta.
That's all I could think of. I was like, oh man, they're really just like edging us towards like saying like the holiday special is canon.
I mean,
that cartoon I'm pretty sure is canon.
Yeah, they can show a flashback of him riding that, but like make it fully, photorealistic.
Oh, I hope they do. I hope they show, like, because you could imagine that thing is from Camino. Like, they could easily say that is a native thing from Camino that he like flew around.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and like Favreau's a fan of this stuff because the Mandalorian's, rifle blaster is based off of that.
Yeah,
that's very true. Next episode, we get a picture of B. Arthur behind the Cantina bar, just hanging.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Just if someone just name dropped Acmina, I would be happy enough.
Dare you stop that!
We'll find out that's who Flip Garza inherited her bar from.
That would be so great.
If they just like put all of their money that they're gonna put into, deep faking Mark Hamill to make him look younger and Han Solo and all this, I want them to just do that, but with B. Arthur.
Yes.
To put Acmina in.
Yeah, deepfake B. Arthur for an Acmina cameo. Let's get the consent from the estate of B. Arthur.
I support this. I'm pro them getting weird as hell with it.
I think it would be great. I mean, the show's already getting weird as hell. Is Jennifer Beals in every episode and she still hasn't done anything? That's
I don't
been
think
reality,
she was
right?
in. I don't think she was in this episode.
Was she not?
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they stopped at the cantina this episode, but I feel like they have to do something with her eventually because she feels like too big of a person to cast and then not go anywhere with it.
Yeah, she's got to be more interesting than what's happened so far with her.
Oh yeah. I also assume that there's probably a deleted scene from this episode where Black Croissant goes back home and then sits down in his Wookiee VR porn chair.
Oh man.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I love that. I love the dynamic of our group that translates from Wookiee VR porn chair to knowing exactly where that soundbite is. Thank you, Travis.
Yep.
Yeah, and these are all still loaded up. So.
I know. The last time you loaded like any sounds into the soundboard thing was like for the holiday special.
That's very true.
That was
we
good.
all have our role to play.
Gonna be some of those famous Wookiee Ookies?
Oh man.
Yeah, it's just a holiday special soundboard is basically what I have.
You should publish an app. People need this in their lives, I think.
People would pay for this, I bet.
People would pay. P. What else happens in Star Wars Boba Fett?
Then we get the flashback.
Oh yes, the flashback. Boba Fett goes to sleep.
Mm-hmm. He goes to sleep.
Bantha's looking great.
Oh,
in this episode,
they look so good. I was wondering how they pulled it off because you know how they made the original Banthas,
right?
And the reason they have like such long beards is to hide an elephant's trunk. And when they're showing this, I'm like, did they dress up an elephant again? That's like the only.
Yeah, there's no way Star Wars is still hiring elephants. I have to figure this is a giant animatronic.
I guess, but it's just crazy because I mean they still show the shots of him riding out in the desert. And even though like I know so much about how the show is made, I still see stuff like that, and I'm like, I don't know how they did this.
Yeah, because that just to me is just like, oh look, they got this Bantha. This Bantha's really cooperating. You know, it's great. I love it. And what a devastating flashback. I mean, I guess we all kind of saw this coming.
Yeah, I ate my words because last time my prediction was like, they can't keep him in the desert much longer, right? No, they found a way.
Yeah. Well, they gave him a cause.
Yeah.
Now he's got a cause on the planet.
Yeah, because I figured by this episode he was going to find Fennec at this point, but looks like that's getting pushed back a while.
Yeah, so we might have this flashback going over the course of the whole season rather than just... I was hoping that it would just kind of wrap up after the first, 4 episodes, maybe 3 or 4 episodes, and then we would just be all in the, like a momentum-driven kind of final act of the season. But it's kind of feeling more like it's going to spread out the whole season.
Yeah, now he's going to go all High Plains Drifter on this biker gang.
He must.
I think that's half of Clint Eastwood's cowboy movies are revenge murdering people. So.
Yeah.
And it's
that's the one where he literally paints the town red. I watched that movie this week. So
yeah,
nice. And it's the Pikes, just like they're still having trouble with in the Now, we find out. The whole Tusken tribe is killed. What a sadness.
It's very evocative of Luke finding skeletons of Owen and Beru.
Totally.
Yeah.
It very much is. Big old funeral pyre, like
burns
you do.
Them all. Yeah. Just like they burned the Jawas in A New Hope. And every time I see bodies burning in Star Wars, I think it's got to smell really bad.
Yep.
They smelled bad already, and now we are burning them. No way there's no way like anywhere in Star Wars except Canto Blight smells good, right? Like anywhere.
I think that's a safe bet.
Yeah. I mean, maybe Naboo would smell okay.
Oh, parts of Naboo probably smell pretty good.
Hoth probably doesn't smell much at all because it's so dang cold.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, you still got the insides of Tauntauns.
That's fair.
To contend with.
You got to get up in them guts.
That's true. Poor Tauntauns. What a weird creature.
The old space kangaroos. My friend refers to them as.
That's pretty good. So yeah, and then conveniently at about the time that Boba Fett is having the revelatory, it's a very sad dream. This is a great jump scare, actually. We get this great jump scare of Black Chrysanthemum tearing Boba Fett out of the Bacta tank and just starting to beat the crap out of him.
Yeah.
And like now he's got the biker gang on his side, so they quickly come in. And it's very much like a take your turn. It's a little bit by the numbers, but it was still cool to see Black Chrysanthemum just do something.
Oh yeah. Well, it took Boba Fett, the biker gang, 2 Gamorrean guards, and Fennec to incapacitate him finally.
He was stabbed a lot.
Yeah, several times.
He was really stabbed repeatedly.
I also I'd love to go back through and just do a drinking game of how many times he takes a hit and then just backhands somebody across the room. Because it was at least 4.
He does.
No, I do
have
wish
that penchant,
that he did kill somebody, though. I wish there would have been a one fatality in this fight.
I thought the Gamorrean was good, especially when he bit into his shoulder blade.
I thought he was going to tear a piece out of that guy. And I felt really bad for the Gamorrean.
Is he going to MacGruber this Gamorrean guard's throat?
Are Gamorreans where the ham and green eggs and ham come from?
Ooh. That would make sense.
Dr. Seuss Star Wars secret crossover. No one knew.
I also, I don't know if I said this last episode. I feel like this is the first time, at least in the live action canon, that I've seen a Wookiee and been like, I would genuinely be afraid if I ran into that thing. Like, if I ran into Chewbacca, I'd just be like, oh, this is a weird, tall space bear thing.
Right, until he started screaming at you. But yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, like the one moment where I feel like Chewbacca is particularly intimidating is when he starts choking Lando.
Yeah.
But Black Chrysanthemum, just standing there, just scowling is intimidating.
Yeah. He's great. They trap him in the Rancor pit. What a great trick that throne room has.
Oh yeah.
That they'll just keep using.
You got to be standing at the exact right spot in order for it to happen.
Seems to be really easy to lure people into that spot. Or direct people into that spot.
Hey, what's this X on your palace? Don't worry about it. That's just where you're supposed to stand.
Do you think one of the Gamorreans or perhaps one of the cyborg biker kids is directed to every time that gets used to re-sweep the sand over top of it so it becomes secret again?
Somebody has to.
Someone's got to just, brush the sand. It's like, people. That's people's job on like a movie set when there's like a scene on the beach. You got to like sweep out the tracks for the next take when there's snow too. So that's just got to be a job in Jabba's palace to continually make sure the sand is well distributed in the throne room.
Oh yeah, there's probably a broom and dustpan droid or something.
And then we get Danny Trejo showing up.
Oh yes,
yeah.
The Hutts give us the gift of Danny Trejo. Really, they brought a Rancor, but more importantly, they brought Danny Trejo.
Yeah. They bring the Rancor brings Danny Trejo on one of those big pallets, and he's blindfolded.
and he's 9 feet tall and very girthy.
This is our gift to you, Space Machete.
Trejo has one mode, which he employs here. So, okay. The Hutts show up basically to be like, all right, peace out. Cool. You got us later. We don't want to deal with the Pikes, so you can. Okay.
Yeah.
Bye.
Well, they don't it becomes clear that it's the Pikes later, but at that point, they don't say what it is.
Right.
But
they just say we don't want war.
Yeah. And I was thinking, are they setting up? Is this going to be when they bring Emilia Clarke in? Are they going to like set up the Crimson Dawn?
It still could be. I started watching Screen Crush videos again, and that Ryan Airy dude. And on that Easter egg video about this episode, it was pointed out that the symbols on the Pike Syndicate's chests in this episode are different than the symbols on their chests in Clone Wars. And they kind of look like a combination of Crimson Dawn plus Pike Syndicate logo into one thing. So I think the possibility of Emilia Clarke and a Crimson Dawn connection is still there. But it could be we could be just reaching for it at this point. But Emilia Clarke does keep coming up in like stuff I'm reading online. I mean her character. What, remind me? What's her freaking name? Kira.
Yep.
Kira keeps coming up. Kira keeps coming up in discussions. Not Emilia Clarke being cast. I haven't read that. But yeah, so it's still possible. But yeah, it's interesting that the Pikes are being brought back in this way.
Indeed.
What else?
So yeah, then we get a little bit of Rancor training and some one-on-one time, and we find out Boba Fett's a big old softy for the Rancor, and he's very excited. It's imprints on him.
Oh, he just lets Black Chrysanthemum go.
Yeah. Oh, they do. They let him go.
He just lets him go, and
he just runs away.
Yeah, he looks confused. It's very much like a wordless version of letting Bill Burr go in Mandalorian. He's just like, so I'm just gonna run away here, figure it out. But Chrysanthemum says all that with his eyes, and it's kind of great.
For a second, I thought you were gonna say it was very Harry and the Hendersons.
In a physical way, it resembles that more. Yes.
Yes.
Especially when they start throwing rocks at him. Yeah.
John Lithgow for Boba Fett, please.
Yes, John Lithgow in a Star Wars, please.
Oh yeah.
He could play. Yeah, let's do it.
Anything.
Anyway, yeah, Rancor training. Beast 10 times.
I loved that you could tell it was an actual big animatronic Rancor head that they have there, because
that
just looks
really
so good.
That was really beautiful looking. Yeah, so that was kind of it, right? Was there anything else that happened in the episode?
That was the big thing.
Yeah.
No, I mean that was all of it. Oh, and we learned this crucial piece of information that Rancor, Rancor is the plural, which I did not know. But also Rancor can get depressed.
Yeah.
They are sensitive creatures. My God, Los Angeles is a hellscape.
Right?
You know, dude, it's like it's every freaking day. I'm just reminded by like the lowest flying police helicopters in my neighborhood for no damn reason. It is very frustrating. Everything's on fire all the time, or flooding.
Yeah, so we pretty much talked about all of it because we talked about the chase, that sequence, which happens at the end of the episode, but it's part of the Mos Espa sequence. And Shen confirms that the Pikes, they arrive on a Starliner. I really like the look of the Starliner. As much as, you know, the Vespa things might have looked a little weird, I did like the look of the big Starliner that showed up with the Pikes on.
Yeah, I thought that was very, very in kind. That was nice.
Yeah. Oh, and then we get the eye joke from Boba Fett to the robot eye dude.
Crossing the T's and dotting the lowercase J's? Was that the joke?
Yep.
Yeah, I like that the guy was like, you can talk about my eye. I paid for it. It's like, I paid a lot of money to have this eye.
Yeah, I don't have a robot eye because of a horrible accident.
Yeah, I don't want to not talk about my elected robot eye.
Yeah, it's like, hey, can you give me like a Universal Soldier Terminator looking eye?
I want to see it get used. If the robot eye doesn't get used, because he's just kind of beat people up so far, right? Have we seen him like, you know, cyclopsing anybody?
He hasn't used the eye. He used his leg earlier because he had like that hydraulic leg that he kept kicking the Major Domo's car with.
That was cool.
It'd be sweet if he uses his eye in a fight and like some close quarters. He's got a guy, you know, he's grabbed and being pulled, and it's like the xenomorph, and it like pops out and like
that would be gross and very cool. I'd be very down for that. We know Rodriguez is capable of gross eyeball stuff by
that's very true.
Planet Terror. We've seen it.
Gross penis stuff too, although that can stay out of Star Wars.
Yeah, we can keep the gross penis stuff out of Star Wars. We know where they poop now, and I think that's as much as we need. Mando showed us where Star Wars people poop, and now we've seen all we need to know about behind closed doors of Star Wars.
Yep.
Wow.
All right. With that, I think we'll wrap it up.
Sure, yeah.
So, Dustin, in the meantime, where can people find more of you?
Not at my show that I was supposed to be at tonight because it got canceled because of COVID. So keep track of what I'm doing at DustinMeadowsComedy.com, at Dustin Meadows on Twitter and Instagram. Also, check out my podcast, New Metal Who Dis. It's on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, everywhere else. Check it out if you want to hear us talk about Korn and Limp Bizkit and Static X and all that stuff. Even if you don't check it out, it's still a fun time, and I think we keep it pretty accessible. So,
very nice. Do it. And Alex, how about you?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Alex Brunel. It's not interesting to follow me on either place, so you know. Make your choice. Dustin, I will tell you that I borrowed a 12-inch EP by a band called Deep Blue Dream from 1988 that was fronted by Wayne Static way before he was Wayne Static.
Yes. Billy Corgan was in that band too, wasn't he?
I don't know that. I would have to look at that again. But it is
I know that they played in a band together, but I don't know if it was... As soon as you said Deep Blue Dream, I was like, Wayne Static's Deep Blue Dream?
I don't think it was Deep Blue Dream, because I feel like if Billy Corgan was in that, like, Warren wouldn't have been able to stumble across a copy for, like, $4. Like, no one cares about it because it's, like, Wayne Static's old band. People would care about it if it was Billy Corgan's old band.
That's fair.
Fairly boring new romantic music. But
that doesn't surprise me.
But whatever, like, poor Wayne Static. That first Static X record is so great.
Oh yeah, Wisconsin Death Trip's
New
gold.
metal, who Star Wars?
That's what Star Wars needs. New metal.
Yeah.
Swap out the jizz band for Korn.
Let Fieldy direct a Star War.
All right.
Or Fred Durst.
Oh,
Oh,
could
the
do that.
Fanatics, Fred Durst.
do
The
that.
Fanatics, Fred Durst.
Population
Ah.
436 is Fred Durst.
An episode of House MDs, Fred Durst. Or it's just
Oh,
House.
I didn't realize that.
The Ice
Yeah,
Cube
he's-
football movies, Fred Durst.
Yeah, he's a bartender in a dream sequence episode of House, I think.
Great.
Zoolander's Fred Durst, right? He's in Zoolander.
Yes,
Yes.
also Zoolander's Fred Durst.
Florida's
'Cause
Fred Durst.
He was like friends with Ben Stiller back at that time.
Yeah,
Hilarious.
Pauly Shore's Dead's Fred Durst.
There we go. Fred Durst has gotten around, man.
The Education of Charlie Banks is Fred Durst. All right, I'm out of Fred Durst.
Instagram's Fred Durst. Oh, a leaked sex tapes Fred Durst.
Oh.
That happened. There is unfortunately a Fred Durst sex tape.
Oh, I know what the next New Metal Who this episode is going to be about.
Feel free to edit this part out of the podcast, Travis.
No. I
The
mean,
people need to know. Don't silence us.
Yeah, people are hearing Limp Bizkit right now on the podcast. So
Oh, good. Not the funky theme music that's playing underneath the live
No.
broadcast. Good.
we're going out to Limp Bizkit this week.
Great.
So,
Perfect.
so you can find the podcast at Who Watches Pod on Twitter, on Instagram. You can subscribe to us on any podcatcher of your choice. Also on YouTube. Catch us on Twitch, Facebook, where we stream every week. Please leave reviews, feedback, anything really. Let us know what your favorite Fred Durst project is. And
Does he
so
have,
until
does he have-
next,
oh yeah, like music and movies, separate projects. Okay, I was
Yeah.
I was wondering what his
Yeah.
other musical projects were, which I don't know if that exists. I don't want to know. All right, anyway.
and so until next week, pack your things. We're leaving.
Pack your things. We're leaving.